So one of the biggest complaints about the DJI Neo has been the camera. Now I get it, it's only $200, but I think that people expected so much more from the camera quality with DJI. In today's video, we're going to attempt to fix the DJI Neo camera quality with this, the really bad idea mount and the Instigo 360-3S. Now I have to warn you, this is an incredibly bad idea and it's only for people intending to fly manually. Let's get started. What's good everybody, Ken here watching OriginaldoBo, and this is my DJI Neo fixed on the really bad idea mount with the Instigo 3S. This is a very small 4K camera. It's capable of filming up to 4K 30 frames per second, very similar to the Neo, but the camera quality is much better than the Neo, at least in my opinion. How much better? Well, I'm gonna leave that up to you to decide. Now, just as a standard disclaimer, when this mount goes live, it will be available. However, it should only be used in manual mode. If you're buying this to fly your Neo in the standard or sport mode, you shouldn't be doing so because it may be a little bit more unstable and a lot more unpredictable unless you were flying in manual. I just want to put that standard disclaimer out there because there's always one person that's going to buy it and try to fly it in the normal or the sport mode. All right, with that being said, let's get this up in the air and do the comparison. Neo camera versus the Instigo 3S. All right, let's get started. All right, so I'm back at the house. I'm gonna give you some closing thoughts on using the DJI Neo with the Instigo 3S. And I will say straight out of the gate, this little camera impressed the hell out of me. I didn't think it was going to be that huge of a difference, but really it is. It's pretty damn impressive how great the image quality is coming out of this little camera. It's pretty impressive. Obviously the Neo, for what it is, $200, you really can't complain all that much. But again, there are always going to be people that need something like this. You may ask yourself, why do this? Why mount a camera on top of the Neo? Well, if you're looking for a disposable camera system, this all up is technically $400, $200 for the Neo, and you can buy these little cameras by themselves for about $229. The quality, in my opinion, is comparative to the Hero 8, which is pretty impressive. And, you know, it gives you relatively decent flight time. I would say I was flying for about 8 minutes and I was at about 50%, which is pretty impressive. Maybe it was a little less than that. It's not super scientific, so don't hold me to it, but the flight time was still better than a standard quad. Now, you're not going to be able to do freestyle or be able to do, you know, any sort of dives or anything like that. You're really going to have to fly this somewhat conservatively. So keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that this should only be flown in manual because it can become a little unstable, because where it's positioned here, it could block the GPS signal. So what you're going to need to do is make sure you get a GPS lock before you mount the camera on there, or just tilt the camera forward a little bit, power it on, let it lock its satellites, and then go ahead and fix your camera to wherever it is when you want to record. Been doing that, and that's been fine. I do typically also land the Neo in manual. I'll just land it softly on the ground or land it in the grass. Those are my recommendations, because if you do this and you buy this mount, it's a really bad idea, and we are not responsible for any damage. So I'm saying this here, this is for experienced pilots only, and we're not responsible if you do go down this route. Also, there's no tools needed. It's a pretty straightforward clip-on design, and you can still remove the battery with this mount. So there's that. Really bad idea mount. Links in the description below. It's on www.originaldobostore.com. You can check out some of the other items that we have listed on the store as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this comparison. This is a little different. I know that there's a lot of new products that are going to be releasing very soon. And I hope you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that coming up. And I will see you in the next one. As always, stay original.